Good evening and welcome to E18 Yoga Live. I'm going to move back a bit because you kind of only got the top half of me. So I'm just logging into the live so I can see when you're on. Excellent. We're indoors today. It's a bit grey outside and I get really cold, so my feet get cold. So I thought we'd do it today in the kitchen. So if you're going to join us, it will be lovely to see you. So we're just waiting for other people to join. I'm trying to do landscape video rather than portrait video because then I can upload it to YouTube. So then if you haven't got Facebook, you can still do the yoga, because you don't need to be on Facebook to be able to do it. So that's the whole point of it, I hope, anyway. And when I'm looking at it now, I can see so much more of my kitchen that I didn't know you'd be able to see. Which is good, because it's just been cleaned. It's a nice clean kitchen. So we'll wait until 6 o'clock when it's going. So how have you been? Have you been good? Very exciting day today in the Pierce Farley household. The spring bulbs arrived via mail order. So I've been able to do a little bit of planting up this afternoon because I had some free time, which is really, really good. Let's see who's here. Oh, someone's come on, but it's not come up. I don't know who that is. No, I lost it. Oh, no, I haven't. Oh, you can watch me on your TV apparently, which is always good. What's the time? 1 minute to go. Can you send me your requests for anything yoga-y that you want to do? I'm just going to see who else is here. Stuart Gibson. Hello, Stuart. I hope you're well. I think you were going down to see family in. Is it Devon? I'm not really sure. I'm going to send you a wave. Hello. Oh my gosh. Ruth Davison, you better be doing yoga. Hi Marla, how are you, darling? Hope you're well. Vicky Thompson, hello, hello, hello. Giving you waves. I don't get to see my head because it's landscape, not portrait. But I'm not getting the comments coming up on Paul's camera.
It's on the top. Comments on. Yeah.
Comments on. Worked it out now. It takes me a while. Hello, Linda Granger. How are you? Cool. We just got to wait for Roger Marsden to join us. He normally joins us on a Monday. I'm sure he doesn't do the yoga though. Okay, so it's 6 o'clock now, so we're going to start the class. Remember, I can't see you. I can't see what you're doing. So just be mindful of everything you do at your own risk. If something doesn't feel right, listen to your body. You are generally right. If something doesn't feel right, then stop what you're doing and just come to a neutral position. So if you can find a neutral position on the floor, that's with your arms alongside your body, back of the neck is long, shoulders are relaxed, knees are pointing up to the sky. Have your feet a little bit wider than your hips and drop your knees into one another. It brings your pelvis into a really neutral position. So don't forget, if you have any requests, please let me know. Hello Val, how are you? Lovely lady. So if you have any requests for this class, let me know and I'll try to bring something into the class that will help with either an ache or pain, somewhere you want to get a bit stronger. Do you want to do a little bit of core? Do you want to do upper body strength? So just let me know what it is that you want to bring into the class and I will try to do that for you. So finding your comfortable spot, shimmy those shoulders away from the ears, back of the neck is long, shoulders are relaxed. Hello, Sunny. Yeah, I know your game. You're trying to do licking of Daddy, aren't you? And start to connect with your breath. As you breathe in, feel the tummy rise. And as you breathe out, the tummy falls. Inhaling, feeling the tummy rise. Exhale, the tummy falls. Breathing in, feel the tummy rise, the ribs expand, the collarbones lift. Breathing out, the collarbones sink, the ribs go back towards the spine and the tummy is drawn away and away to the earth. Take a few moments just to listen to the sound of your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. During the yoga class, we breathe in and out through our nose. Listen to your body and practice yoga with how you feel today. Practice yoga with alignment and integrity, ensuring you are aligned from the feet up. This is your time, your hour. Do what feels right for you. You don't have to stay in a posture for the whole time that I tell you to. If you feel that you need to come out and come back to where we started, please do that. Signs that maybe you're holding your posture too long are that your body starts to shake. You can no longer breathe in and out through your nose. Or you can feel yourself pulling funny faces as you try to do the posture. So just be really, really mindful of spending this time for you and connecting with your mind, your body and your heart. I don't know if you can hear the birds on the outside, but it's very beautiful. So breathing in and out through your nose. If I ask you to do a posture that you find difficult, please ask just at the time, just say, have you got any adjustment for this one? And I will give you an adjustment to do for the posture. So we've had no requests so far, so I guess I get to choose. Hi Santosh, how are you? Hello Dawn Sullivan, how are you? Just making sure I haven't missed anyone. I'd hate to miss anyone. Okay, so from where you are now, start to become more aware of your breath as you breathe in and you breathe out. And start to deepen your breathing in and out through your nose. Start to gently move your fingers and move your toes. A soft turn of your head from side to side. And maybe, there's a nice big yawn as you stretch your arms over your head. Stretch your feet straight away from you. And stretch, 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 stretch as far as you can. And then as you exhale, bring your hands back by your side and bring your knees in towards your tummy. Hold behind your hamstrings, draw them in towards you. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And you're not just laying there hanging onto your legs. Each time you breathe out, you're going to try and bring your knees closer to your tummy. As you breathe in, your tummy naturally pushes them away. And as you breathe out, you bring the knees closer to your tummy. Try and have your knees and your feet hip distance apart, which is about a hand's width. And you're literally using gravity and just a little bit of encouragement from the arms to bring the knees closer to your chest. So in yoga, this is called apanasana. And direct translation is the gas ejector pose, so I'm definitely at the wrong end of the mat for this. So keep drawing the knees in towards you. And then a gentle rocking motion from side to side, very small. Start off very small and just rock the knees from side to side and then turn the head in the opposite direction. We're not going very far, we're just probably moving about an inch or so from side to side until the back is warmed up enough that maybe we can go a little bit further. And just nice fluid movement. You're not staying in one place, but you might want to slow it down just to open up on the lower back. Wonderful. The next time you go over to the left, come back to centre. And then place your fingers on top of your knees, fingers pointed down towards your toes, and with the knees and the feet hip distance apart, start to circle the knees 3 times one way and 3 times the other. Now you may start off with a smaller circle and get bigger and bigger, but just nice and slowly. Imagine you have a marble under the small of your back and you're rolling that marble around in a nice circle. And it could be a small circle, but it's still nice and smooth, nice and controlled as you go around. Hi Angela, how are you? I hope you're well. 3 times one way and 3 times the other. And then do the knees individually. 3 times one way, 3 times the other. Feel the hips opening, feel the inner thighs opening. Just warming up the lower back. The shoulders are getting a little bit of a warm up at the same time. And then when you are done, rest your knees back in centre. Now, if you know that abdominally maybe you need a little bit of assistance, or you're going to start off with your hands behind your thighs and then take them away, it's entirely up to you. But one at a time I want you to extend your legs up towards the sky, but the legs I want to be straight. So they may be a little bit further away. So as you exhale, one leg goes up, and then inhale it comes down, and exhale the other one goes up. Nice and slowly. We want to get nice straight legs. So we don't want to have any bend in the knees, so your legs may be further away from you, so your abdominal muscles are working a little bit harder to straighten your legs. But just remember that if it's really, really tough on your tummy and you can feel your lower back pulling away from the floor, then hold on to the backs of your thighs as you do this. And then what I'd like you to do is the next time the left leg goes up, leave it there and bring the right leg up to join it. So I want both legs straight and up towards the sky. So Paul might need to move his legs a little bit further away from him. Nice straight legs. And really push through the heels, drop the thigh bones into the hips. Tummy is engaged and the legs are up towards the sky. And I just want you to hang out here until your body starts to shake. You can no longer breathe in and out through your nose, or you can feel yourself pulling a funny face. But this is about opening up on the backs of the hamstrings, but we're not allowing the lower back to do the work because it's stuck against the floor, so it can't. So keeping the legs there for as long as you're comfortable with. And then inhale, and as you exhale, bring the knees in towards you. When our legs are up, we want to push through our heels, okay? It doesn't matter if your legs are at a 45-degree angle or a 90-degree angle, we want to push through the heels. We always want to have the heels higher than our toes. So we're going to take the legs up again. You can either do it one at a time or both. You can hold behind the thighs, and then we're going to inhale here, pushing through the heels, and as we exhale, we're going to keep pushing through the heels and take our legs wide. So now, the muscles on the side of the body are getting involved. I think you try to keep me in the head. I didn't realise Charlie's foot was quite so close to my head. That would have been funny. So hold it, but you can see Charlie's starting to shake now, so as soon as he starts shaking, he brings his legs in together and gives his knees a little bit of a hug. Beautiful, good job. But we want to stretch out. So we're going to do that again at the end of the class, and we're going to see how how you feel about it, whether it's easier at the end or if it's easier at the beginning. I hope you're still there because it says there's an error while loading, but I'm still saying red on the thing. Sorry. I hope you are still there. I don't know where I found the social media. Let me just check. It's still red, so that means it's still live, isn't it? But on your phone, it says, we're not even there. It says error while loading. Can you give me a wave if we're still live? Sorry. I was looking at it on Paul's phone. I think it still says live here. Yeah, it still says live. So I think we're still there. Sorry, it's just it disappeared from Paul's phone. Yep, we've got a thumbs up. We're still going. Sorry about that.
Pretty funny. That's another live slide.
Okay. Sorry. Take your arms out the side in a T shape. Step your feet as wide as your mat. And then take your knees over to the right and turn your head to the left. Lift up on the left hip, but make sure the left shoulder stays against the floor. And just start to breathe in and out through your nose. Keep lifting up on the hip, bringing things and feeling a stretch in the front of the quad strap, a stretch in the side of the hip, and a stretch across the chest. Take a few breaths here. Twisting is really good for back, hip, shoulders. It's a good all-rounder. So it's worth doing a little twist every day. Any kind of twist will do. A standing one, a sitting one, a laying on the floor one, whatever suits you. Inhale yourself back to centre. Feet as wide as your mat. Exhale, go the other way. So knees over to the left, turn your head to the right. And breathe. Obviously, keep breathing, lifting up on the hip, increasing the stretch, try to encourage the right knee down towards the left ankle. I'm feeling an opening in the front of the thigh, in the hip, in the back, all of those places, all of those lovely, lovely, lovely places. Remember, do what you can, you come out of it when you're ready. But just enjoy the opening as we do so. And then inhale and bring yourself back to centre. Exhale, bring your knees in towards you. And then rock yourself up to a seat. You can hold onto your toes or hold on behind your thighs. Brilliant, good job. And then bring yourself into a tabletop position. I'm gonna, if you have knee pain, don't forget you can use knee pads, so either a rolled up blanket or towel, or you can buy knee pads specifically for this from Amazon. Make sure you buy a pair, because sometimes if you don't, you only get the one. And then from here, we're going to start to do some cat-cow. So breathing in, the movement starts at the tailbone. You take the tailbone up towards the sky, tailbone up towards the sky, still the tailbone up towards the sky. We're breathing in. So the tummy goes down towards the floor, shoulder blades come together and the head comes forward. Starting the movement at the tailbone, tuck the tailbone under, take the spine up towards the sky, and the last thing that moves is your head as it comes in towards you. So in time with your own breath, opening the spine. Close your eyes, enjoy the movement. If the arms start to ache, if you start to feel tired, go back in the extended pose of the child. But try to stay with it as you breathe in and you breathe out. Just getting that nice, supple, mobile spine. Use your breath. Really try to squeeze the shoulder blades together as you breathe in. And then when you breathe out, you're trying to really push the shoulder blades apart. Open up in the thoracic spine. Open up the spine on the next cervical spine because you're bringing it in towards you. So keep going in time with your breath. And then the next time you breathe out, come to a neutral position. So you're into all fours. And then from here, we're going to do sweeping cat. Paul, do you remember how it goes? Okay, so you take your bottom back through, so you breathe in normally for cat. And then as you breathe out, you lift the spine up towards the sky, take the bottom back towards the heels. And then as you come through, you scoop your head up and into a cat position. So the head comes up off the floor. So just in time with your own breath. So breathing in, swooping up, bending the elbows. As you breathe out, bottom back towards the spine. Inhaling, swooping up. Exhaling, bottom back towards the spine. Inhaling, swooping up. Exhaling, bottom back towards the spine. Lovely. So you can stay with swooping cat, or you can turn it into hissing cobra. So to turn it into hissing cobra, Charlie's going to lift his bottom on his heels and step his hands forward. And then as he inhales now, he's going to take his nose along the mat and into a cobra position. And then as he exhales, he's going to lift his bottom up and take his nose and back along the mat and his bottom towards his heels. So you can choose whether you want to do swooping cat or hissing cobra. So Charlie, you're going to choose what one you want to do. It's quite tricepy, but you might enjoy it. There is another stage to this, but you're going to choose whatever one suits you. Swooping cat, I love swooping cat. It's just, you can just lose yourself in it. It's not too demanding on the upper body strength, on the core, on the backs of the arms, but it's just a nice movement. So you can stay here, or Paul can tuck his toes under. When he goes back into down dog. And then that's his exhalation. As he breathes in, he swoops his nose along the mat and forward and into upward facing dog. Upward facing dog? Yeah, perfect. And then as he exhales, he goes back into downward face dog. So then as he breathes in, he swoops along, bends the elbows, swoops along the mat, and in, drops the hips down towards the floor into upward facing dog. And as he exhales, he goes back into down dog. So you can choose whatever one of these you want to do. So if you want to do the swooping cat, if you want to do hissing cobra, or if you want to do this final version, which is down dog into up dog. So you're going to choose whatever version. You could do a couple of the last version and then think, actually, no, I'm going back to swooping cat. But just choose to do a few that you like doing, that suit your body at this moment, in this time, today. That's what we're going for. Whatever suits your body at this moment, this time. And then when you've had enough, you're going to bring the toes to touch and you're going to go into the extended pose of the child. So you know when you've had enough. But there will come a time that you think, actually, I'm going to have a rest now and let my body absorb this practice. And then you'll go into the extended pose of the child. So do what feels right for you. Okay. Give yourself a moment. Allow your breath to return to normal. And then when you're ready, you're going to tuck your toes under and come to sit back on your heels. You right? Put your bottom, can you put your bottom on your heels?
No, without breaking a toe.
We don't want Charlie to break your toe, do we?
My arms back, my left toe's a bit knackered.
Yeah. So it's about opening the front of your feet. So you're going to take your bottom back to wherever you can get it, wherever feels right for you. And then bring yourself forward, so into all fours. Take your hands 1 hand's distance forward. Keep your toes tucked under. And then lift your knees off the floor, so they just hover just an inch off the floor. Just hovering. See how you feel about staying here. Now, lighten the load in your right hand and see if you want to take your right hand forward so it's pointing away from your head, not up to the sky, pointing forward. You want to hold that a couple of breaths and then bring that hand down and then try the left. Hold that a couple of breaths, come down, and then if you're really shaking now, this is the time to move into downward face dog. So lift the knees up and back and into downward face dog. Take your chest back towards your thighs, make sure the knuckle of your index finger is against the floor, and just start to step in place. Nice and slowly, taking one heel down and then the other, opening up on the back of the hamstrings, but not to the detriment of, moving yourself out from that triangle position with your tailbone at the bottom, at the top of the triangle. And then come to a point of stillness, roll yourself forward into a plank position, and then lower all the way down to the floor. Nice and slowly with control. Elbows are onto the shoulders. Can you bring them in a bit closer and a bit more forward, Paul? So then you can lift your chest through your hands. I'm hoping you can see Paul. And then just gently start to turn your head from side to side. We're back on. I can see what's happening and I can see that you can see him. Because the speech bubbles are in the way of the camera that I'm looking at. So he's just going to turn his head from side to side, keeping his chin on the shelf. And see if you can look over his shoulder to see his heels. And then you're going to slide your body back down to the floor, hands under the shoulders, and push back into downward face dog. And then you're going to lift up the right leg behind you and step it between your hands. You take a moment to look forward and lunge forward. Lift up the chest. Keep your fingers on the floor. We're not going, keep your fingers on the floor. We're just going to look forward and lunge forward. Try to open up on our chest. Put the back knee on the floor, the left knee on the floor. And sink the hips down so you can feel a real opening in the front of the hip flexor. And then take your right hand and open it up to the side like you would the pages on a book. Looking to the side. Make sure you try not to flex the wrist. The wrist stays nice and relaxed as you keep opening up to the side. Keep breathing, opening up to the side. If you need a little bit more room, you can come up onto the fingertips of the left hand and that will give you a little bit more space. Keep breathing, keep breathing, keep breathing. Inhale here, and as you exhale, bring the right hand down to the floor and step back into downward face dog. Roll yourself forward into a plank position. Now knees down if you need to. Halfway down chaturanga. So this is when the elbows go back. And then push the hands forward, bring your chest through your hands into upward facing dog. Inhale here, one breath. Exhale, downward face dog. Lift your left leg up behind you and step it between your hands. Level up your shoulders, level up your hips. Drop your hips down so you feel the front of your right hip flexor opening. Stay on fingertips, really draw the shoulder blades together, try to open up on the chest, and then inhale here, and as you exhale, take the left hand up to the sky, opening up in a nice simple twist. Remember, if you need extra space, you can use a block, you can come up onto fingertips, the back knees on the floor. Drop the hips forward, don't let them sit back. Lovely, good job. And then bring the left hand down to the floor, lift up the right knee, step back into downward face dog. Wonderful, good job. And just step in place. Bring yourself forward, one breath, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back into downward face dog. Lift your right leg up and step it on the outside of your right hand. So we did some cat and some swooping cat and hissing cobra and the up dog, down dog cat version. So now we're going to do a lunged version of cat. So we're going to, your foot's on the inside of your right hand. We'll make it rather difficult otherwise. Come up on fingertips if you need extra space. So you're going to breathe in and look forward and bend the back knee down towards the floor. And then you're going to exhale and straighten both legs and look back between towards your heels. Nice big hamstring stretches. Inhaling, coming forward. In time with your own breath, really bring the shoulder blades together. The knees not on the floor, it's just hovering over the floor as you look forward. And then exhale back into your both legs straight-ish. So keep going in time with your own breath, breathing in, coming forward, knee bends towards the floor, lunge forward, feel that stretch. Exhale, try to straighten both legs and look back between your legs. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then come to a neutral position in your low lunge. And then from here, step back into downward face dog. Okay, you ready? One breath, forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then lift the left leg up behind you and step it between your hands. So the same as we did on the with the right leg forward, we're going to do cat on this thing. So we're going to inhale, bring our chest forward, bend the knee towards the mat. Exhale, try to straighten both legs. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, try to straighten both legs. So just in time with your own breath. Feeling the stretch. Try to slow the movement down so that you can get a nice stretch in your hamstrings, a nice stretch in your hip flexors. It's a nice little stretch. We like it. And then the next time you breathe out, just come to low lunge. And then from here, you're going to step back into down dog. And we do our flow, okay? Down dog, one breath. Exhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now you can either bunny hop your feet between your hands or you can tiptoe your feet between your hands. Come to a halfway lift. So fingers on the floor. Lifting up on the head. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, circle sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive down. And from here, step back into downward face dog. Or if you like doing hop backs, you can hop back into downward face dog, whatever you prefer. Lift up the right leg behind you and step it between your hands. And from here, come up into high lunge, either with your back knee on the floor or your back knee off the floor. And then spin the back foot to a 45-degree angle and open out into Warrior Two. Remember, with Warrior Two, we're trying to keep the shoulders level and make sure the right knee is pointed towards the right little toe edge. The toes of the left foot are against the floor. Exhale, Peaceful Warrior. Lift that hand up, slide the back hand down and feel a stretch. It doesn't have to be a wide stretch, you can make it a smaller step if you wish to. And then from here, we're going to straighten the front leg, come back with our arms in Warrior Two position, reach forward with your right hand, and then the back of the right hand is going to come down on the inside of the right leg, and the left hand is going to go up towards the sky in extended triangle. So breathe. It doesn't matter with the hands resting, but what I don't want you to do is push your hand onto your thigh. It's the back of the hand that can then slide down if you need to open up. And as you can see, my feet are not very far apart. That's still a triangle. So if it's too wide for you, then make your stance smaller. And then inhale, and as you exhale, back into Peaceful Warrior. So the front knee bends, the back hand comes down to the back of the thigh, and you reach up. And then wiggle the hands down to frame the front foot. Onto the toes of the back, step back, down dog. One breath. Exhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward face dog. Tiptoe or bunny hop your feet between your hands. Halfway lift. Ardha Chandrasana, bring your hands up over your head and look up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive down. And step back into downward face dog. Or hop. If you're a hopper, hop. Lift the left leg up behind you and step it between your hands. Look forward, lunge forward. Come up into high lunge. Think about you using your core. And then exhale and blossom open the arms into Warrior Two. So the back foot swiggles down at a 45-degree angle. The knee at the front is slightly bent and the arms are in line with our shoulders. Look how small my stance is to pause. Okay, so you can do a small stance. And then into Peaceful Warrior. Slide the hand down, look up, make sure that the knee at the front is pointing towards the little toe. And then bring yourself up, straighten both legs. Arms come back to Warrior Two. Reach forward. And then bring the back of the left hand down to the inner side of the thigh. And we'll reach up. Keep rolling that shoulder back, rolling that hip back into triangle. Use your breath. Excellent, good job. And then back into Peaceful Warrior. One breath here before you windmill your hands around to frame your front foot. And now I'll swivel onto the toes of the right foot and then step the right foot forward. Bring yourself up to a halfway lift and fold all the way down. And then circle sweep the arms up over your head into Ardha Chandrasana. And now let's come up. And then bring them back down by your side in Tadasana. Roll your shoulders back, put them in your back pockets. Take a moment to align in Tadasana. So aligning from the feet up. You want to be able to, if you bend over, you want to be able to get your fingers underneath the arch of your feet. Check your toes are nice and spread. Check your ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, ears. If I look to the side of you, they'd be in a straight line. Use your focal point. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Front of the head going up towards the sky, tailbone going down towards the floor. Thighs are relaxed. You don't need to use your thighs to do this. And then as you breathe out, just drift up onto your toes, using the weight of your toes to come up. Push through the big toe joint. And then exhaling with the same amount of control, we're coming down. Do not let the ankles flip out. Breathing in, coming up, pushing through that big toe joint. Smile, good balancing. Exhale, floating all the way down to the floor. Last one, we're coming up. Push through that big toe joint. And then exhaling, coming all the way down to the floor. Then give your legs a little bit of a shake. And so from here, you're going to go into a chair pose. So for me, I bring the soles of my feet, my feet together and my knees together. I tuck my tailbone, and then I'm going to sink myself down and lift my arms up over my head. I'm going to breathe in here. Sink the bottom down. My toes are lifted. They're not on the floor. And then I'm going to exhale. I'm going to swoop down. Take my arms up behind me. Sink my bottom down. And then as I breathe in, I'm going to come up. But try and keep my bottom down as low as I got it. Tuck that tailbone. Lift those toes. And exhale and swoop the arms up as far as they go. And then inhale, coming up. Is that 2? I think we're going to do 3. And exhale, bringing them up behind you. Winging your arms behind you. And then bring your hands to the floor. And straighten your legs. And take your feet to the 1 hand's distance apart. And then what I would like you to try to do is to slide your hands, so the back to your hands against the floor, palms of the hands underneath the floor, and slide your hand underneath your feet so your toes are touching the back of your wrist. And then from here we're going to come to a halfway lift, so we're going to try to lift up, leave the hands under, and lift up the chest, bring the shoulders together, and then exhale, we're going to have our legs as straight as we can get them and take the elbows wide and draw the body back towards the thighs. So we're going to try and have soft knees but straight legs because we want to feel that the hamstrings are stretching. If it's too much for your hamstrings, then bend one knee and then straighten the other so that you can do one at a time, and that's a less intense stretch. So you've got to find a thing that's right for you. And again, you've only got to stay here as long as you're comfortable with this. If you don't like putting your hands underneath your feet, I understand some people don't like hands and feet touching, then you can put a book or a block or a rolled up towel underneath the front part of your feet so it lifts them up to stretch the hamstrings in more. And then take your hands out from underneath your feet, still stay folded forward, straighten your legs, and nice and slowly bend the knees and start to roll up into standing. So we're going to do a little bit of a moving balance because I thought it would be quite interesting to try to do this. So we're going to start off by doing standing on our right leg and doing our left. So the first thing you're going to do is just bend the left knee. And then bring the left knee up so it's in line with your hip. Bring your hands to namaste. Keep that chest nice and lifted. And then exhale, take the left leg behind you, come up and keep the chest lifted. So you're cobring the front part of your body. And then breathe in and come forward. And breathe out and take it up behind you. Breathing in and coming forward. Last one. Breathing out. And then from here you're going to put your back toes on the floor. Lift your arms up over your head. Turn the back foot at a 45-degree angle and into warrior one. Did you like that? It's quite good, isn't it? I like moving balances because they're quite challenging. And then bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Lift the left leg up behind you into standing splits. When you've had enough, whenever that is, bring that foot to join the right foot. Take a breath and roll up into standing. Realign in Tadasana. Good job, well done. Are you ready to do the other side, ladies and gentlemen? So from where we are now, we're just going to bend the right leg. Bring our hands to Namaste. Remember, your focal point is not moving because you're keeping your chest lifted. So you're going to bring your right knee up so it's level with your hip. And then as you exhale, you're going to take the leg behind you. Keep the chest lifted, cobra the chest. Breathing in, bringing the knee up so it's in front of you and level with your hips. And then exhaling, we're taking it back behind us. Keep it lifted. You're only going to go as far as you're comfortable with. And if you fall over, just smile and start again. And take the leg back. And this time we're going to come back and into warrior one. And then the hands come forward to frame the front foot. And we sit up and roll up into standing. Good job. Did you enjoy that? It's quite good fun. I like things that are good fun. We're going to do a clock face side stretch now. Step your feet so they are slightly wider than your hips. As soon as you take your feet a little bit wider, then you have to remember to take the tailbone down because your bum will automatically stick out. We don't want sticky out bums, we want tucked tailbones. Breathe in, bring your hands up over your head into steeple fingers. So you interlace your everything but your index finger, cross your thumbs over the base of the thumbs, and the index finger points up towards the sky, so we're into steeple fingers. Ideally, we'd like to have our head between our upper arms, so my upper arms are in line with my ears. This is our breathe in. As you breathe out, pure side movement over to the side. Reach up with your fingers. Breathe in up center, reach up as high as you can. Exhale, over you go to the other side. So this is a moving side stretch. Breathe in. If you're not sure, do it against a wall or a cupboard. We're making a pure side stretch. Don't drop it down. You're opening up to the side, inhaling up to the side, center. Exhale, over you go to the other side. Keep opening up the side of the body. Breathe in, over you go. Whatever side you're choosing. I'm rubbish at mirroring, so I can't tell you the opposite left to right because I struggle enough with left to right anyway. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, take your arms down by your side. And roll them in your back pockets. Excellent, good job. Good work. One day they're going to invent a yoga vest that doesn't ride up and yoga trousers that don't fall down. I don't know when that will be, but certainly you'd hope it's going to be soon. Inhale, sweep your arms over your head. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Step back into downward face dog. And then bring yourself into a seat with your feet in front of you and your knees pointing up towards the sky. Knees pointing up towards the sky, feet flat on the floor. And find that comfortable seat. Hopefully you can see me and Paul doing this. So sitting up nice and tall, we're going to take the right foot out at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to bring the left foot on the inside of the thigh, wherever it's comfortable. If it's uncomfortable underneath your ankle, then put a blanket there or a cushion. Well, the most important thing is that the right toes are pointing up towards the sky and we're sitting nice and tall. Bring your right hand to the outside of the left knee and take your left hand behind you so it's in line with your spine. Prop yourself up and slightly forward before you turn to look over your left shoulder. If you lean back, you're escaping this amazing stretch. And who would want to do that? We don't want to escape this amazing stretch. Keep breathing, keep breathing. And then inhale yourself back to center. Turn the body to the right leg. And then start to creep forward. Spider fingers. Lift up the chest. Stick your bottom out. We're trying to join this part of our torso to this part of our thighs. We're not hunching. So you may only move a centimetre. You may move a lot more, but you may only move a centimetre. Keep that chest lifted. You're trying to take the chest to your toes, not your head to your knee, but your chest to your toes. Keep sticking the bottom out. As you exhale, draw the tummy button back and try to join your torso to the top of the thigh as you come forward. Keep the right leg active so the toes are pointing up towards the sky. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And breathe. If your hamstring's killing you, bend your leg a little, because this is actually a lower back stretch. Even though the hamstrings get involved, it's a lower back stretch. So screaming hamstrings are not a good thing. And then walk yourself back up to upright. Inhale, take your arms over your head and turn your torso to your left knee. Exhale, the right hand comes down on the inside of the right leg. Come forward, take hold of the ankle, take hold of the foot. And some of you will be able to take your hands over to touch the toes. But you've got to be able to have that chest open to the side. So I generally think it's easier if you put the left hand in the small of the back and feel the stretch along the side of the spine, especially in the back. If you fold forward, you're not getting this. You have to keep that chest open to the side as you go over. And obviously you have to breathe and smile and say, we love this, Laura. And then walk yourself back up. Bring your feet flat on the floor, knees pointing up to the sky, hands by your hips. Take a moment, because you're going to do the other side. So take the left leg out at a 45-degree angle and bring your right foot on the inside of the thigh, wherever it's comfortable. Find your seated bones, grow out of your pelvis. Sit nice and tall. And then bring your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right thigh, and then take your right hand behind you. Sit up nice and tall, if anything a little bit forward, and turn to look over your right shoulder. Breathe, 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 breathe. You still breathing? You still smiling? You still sitting upright? No slumping? Slumping's not good. You want to keep that spine really active. And then inhale yourself back to center. Sitting up nice and tall. Hands by your hips. Stick your bottom out. Turn your chest to your left leg. And then start to lead with your chest. Remember, you're taking your chest to your toes, not your head to your knees. Take yourself forward. Forward and forward and forward you go. Where you stop, nobody knows. I definitely don't know because I can't see you. You could be sitting here drinking a gin and tonic and watching me and Charlie do yoga and not do any of it at all. But I really don't mind as long as you're watching. So if you are having a gin and tonic, send me a thumbs up or a heart. That'd be you, Ruth Davison. And just keep bringing yourself forward. Leading with the chest. And then walking your hands back up. Oh, no one's having gin and tonic. I've got no thumbs up, no hearts. No one's having a gin while I'm doing yoga. Lift your hands up over your head. Turn your chest to your left knee. And then slide the right hand down. Now, arm over your head, that's fine, as long as you're opening your chest to the side and looking up to the sky. If not, put it in the small of your back So you can really open up to the side as you lean over. Breathe here. Enjoy the opening in the side of the body, and the Q out is a lovely, lovely, lovely opening. Good job, well done. And then bring yourself back to center. Release. Bring your knees up so they're in front of you and pointing up towards the sky. Are you ready for the biggie? Let's take the legs wide as they will comfortably go. Now, if you think that your hamstrings are quite short and you need a block underneath your hips, that's totally fine. Sit nice and upright, grow out the pelvis, don't slump down. If you slump down, it's not as much fun. Toes pointing up towards the sky. We're going to sit ourselves nice and upright, and we're taking our chest towards the front of the mat. So we're going to start to creep our hands forward, leading with our chest. Don't duck that head down yet. Keep leading with the chest, sticking the bottom out. Feeling that lovely stretch in the inner thighs as you do so. Keep taking that chest with a smile. You can have a gin and tonic when you finish, or a glass of wine. Or your dinner. Maybe your dinner, because we moved this class a bit earlier so you can eat after. Bring yourself down, and when you've reached your max, just bring your chin in towards your chest. Relax the top of the head towards the floor, bend the elbows, but keep the feet active. Keep the feet pointing up towards the sky as you bring yourself forward. And then walk your hands back in. Come to upright. Slide the knees in towards you. And you're going to take your lower back down towards the floor. Cross your right ankle onto your left thigh. Arms out the side in a T shape. You've got room if you want to bring them up or come over if you want. And then inhale here, and as you exhale, take your knees over to the right and turn your head so your left ear is towards the floor. Breathe. It's a struggle to get enough water. I'm constantly thirsty at the moment. And inhale yourself back to centre. Exhale, swap and go the other way. So left ankle onto right thigh. Knees go over to the left, turn the head to the right. We're nearly at that moment where you can tell me if it's easier now than it was at the end of class. So get yourself ready after this nice little twist. Inhale yourself back to centre. Uncross your legs. Exhale, bring your knees in towards your chest. Still up to you whether you hold on to the back of your thighs or you don't hold on to the back of your thighs. But if you are going to do it now, leave them there or take your hands away. Small of the back goes into the floor. And then as you exhale, take both legs up to the sky. Are they straighter? Is it easier? Is it easier, Paul? They look a little bit straighter. And then fold them in towards your chest. And then as you exhale, you're going to take your legs up again to straight, pushing through the heels, and then take the legs wide. Keep pushing through the heels. Any different?
That's why I'm touching them.
He's cheating, he's touching the cupboard. Bring your knees in towards you, and then make yourself ready for relaxation. So if you have an eye mask or a blanket that you want to use, Now's the time to get them. If you're feeling a bit chilly, you want to put your socks on, you can do that as well. So your choices for relaxation are whatever you want to be, wherever you find it the most comfortable. You can have your knees bent and dropping into one another, legs straight, arms away from the body, curl up in a ball on your side, sleeping on your front. Whatever is your most comfortable position for relaxation. That's the dog snoring in his basket next to the camera if you wondered if it was me or Paul, but it's actually the dog snoring. So gently close the eyes, and then start to breathe in and out through your nose. As you breathe in, feel the tummy rise, and as you breathe out, the tummy falls. Breathing in, feel the tummy rise. Breathing out, the tummy falls. Breathing in, feel the tummy rise, the ribs expand, the collarbones lift. Breathing out, the collarbones sink, the ribs go back towards the spine, and the tummy is drawn away and away to the earth. In time with your own breath, feeling the lungs expand front, back and sides as you breathe in and as you breathe out. As you breathe in, number your breath 7. And as you breathe out, 7. Breathe in 6. Breathe out 6. Breathe in 5. Breathe out 5. Continue to count backwards in time with your breath. If you lose count, if you fall asleep, or your mind starts to think about other things, as soon as you realise, breathe in and return to the number 7. Breathe out 7. Breathe in 6. Breathe out 6. Breathe in 5. Breathe out 5. And continue to count backwards in time with your breath from 7 to 1. The aim of this relaxation is not to reach the number 1. The aim of this relaxation is to bring your mind and your body to a point of complete stillness, if only just for a few seconds. If you are still counting, allow the number you're on just to gently drift away and return to normal breathing in and out through your nose. Start to become aware of the sounds around you. The sound of your breath as you breathe in and as you breathe out. As you bring more awareness back into the body, start to deepen your breathing in and out through your nose. Wriggling your fingers and wriggling your toes. A very soft turn of the head from side to side. Gently open and close your eyes a few times. Before when you're ready, start to stretch and move on the floor in a way that feels right for you. And then bring your knees in towards your tummy and curl up in a ball on your side. Just give yourself a few moments, a few breaths, to absorb your relaxation of feeling refreshed, relaxed and re-energized, absorbing your yoga practice, feeling stronger and more supple. And then when you're ready, upper hand on the floor and push up and away into a seated position. Namaste. Namaste, namaste. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to Paul for being my very able student. We are going to be here next week. If you haven't liked E18 Yoga or left me a review, that would be amazing if you could. Also, I don't feel ready to start group classes at the moment. So I'm doing one-to-ones, or a small group. So if you've got, say, 2 or 3 friends you want to share a one-to-one with, or a small group yoga with, I can come and teach it into your own home if you're local to me. So yeah, message me if there's anything you didn't understand. If there's anything you'd like more of in the yoga class, this is your yoga class. Do what feels right for you. Okay, I'm going to save this to YouTube. So if you know friends who are not on Facebook and want to do the class, then they'll find it on YouTube after this. So have a lovely week, and I look forward to seeing you all next Monday. Take care. Bye bye.